what was messed up. The only thing was to say, now these people that, according to me, are defeating, we are now going to show them that this is what we have killed from our scene. The possibility that we must get the DNA from those packaged stuff had you left the scene in its original state. Now that everybody is involved, taken it, then the chances of us getting the DNA, the fingerprints, are very slim, because we will find a lot of them. Then the direction to take, it will be, we have to do the elimination of fingerprints, to say, we have to, have you touched this bag? You remember, nobody will ever say, this is the one that was touched by me. Then we have to, when you do elimination, because if I touch, when they check the fingerprints, should they come across mine, they will know that this was the person who was at the scene. Then we do elimination. Who else touched this? But when everybody touched, now we make it difficult for the LCRC person to get, because we must remember, if I'm in charge of the scene, I give direction to the LCRC member. This is what I want. I want to extract or to check the existence of any DNA on the item. Fingerprints that can link to origin, to the origin of the person who packaged, because Maruma and others never packaged those things. That is the discrepancies that I caused on that scene. Then Colonel Stein called LCRC, which is a standard procedure, which is one of the requirements, which is the first thing that one have to do at the scene. Before, even because there was no commissioners, there was no agent, there was nothing that forced that thing to be speedily done. It is at a secure place. It arrived at its owner. You just tell the owner, let this container and this truck remain as is. There is something that I want to check. We have received this type of info. This is the introduction that we will never be suspicious when we call somebody like this. I'm at your place, I'm suspecting this. So can you, with your assistance, let this be as is until the people that I will be requesting come and assist. That was supposed to be done that way.
Colonel, before I go too far, just to put it to you, Pakula testified yesterday that he ordered the cordoning off. Just to confirm that you deny that it is your team that ultimately did.
He would be lying.
All right, thank you.
And sorry, Commissioner. Pakula is working for Nino. If I have to explain, like I explained about Mashaba, yes. Pakula is working at Nino. Okay, sorry. Pakula is working at Nino. Because we engaged during the interview, he's working at Nino. And there was a point that I even showed to him that you only investigate cases that have been referred to your office. You don't initiate investigations. Certain cases that are referred to head office are investigated by them. Physical investigation, not to involve on the scene. That is his role and the part of investigation. I can even further to say he knows nothing about drugs, unless if maybe he said he knows. They investigate complaints. Where if you have opened a case somewhere, then there is a feeling that the investigation is not properly done. When they are referring the cases to them, then that is theirs.
I mean, it has to be referred to formally on paper. There has to be a document that goes to them to say, investigate this.
That is correct. I even informed his Colonel Shipungu told them both. I had an engagement with Chipungu, but that was a destructive engagement by him because he was trying to distract. I pointed to him those point that you must remember, Colonel, you are now interfering. Colonel Chipungu.
And maybe on this point, just to be clear, what it is, what the position is, in fact, what Warrant Officer Pakula said is that he investigates blue light robberies. Let me read what he says. He says, my duties included investigation at national level of blue light robberies, airport following robberies, and then head office inquiry files, and then head office inquiry files, which seems to be what you're describing, that it is matters referred to them. But that's the third thing that he says. The first two, he investigates blue light robberies and airport following robberies. Are you saying he doesn't do that? He works only on referral?
Works on referral.
Only?
Only.
Okay, thank you.
Then, Colonel, you say that you indicated to Colonel Steyn that you also needed officers to offload. That would have been once LCRC is there.
Once LCRC is there.
All right. And then we can move to paragraph 15.
Colonel Steyn then indicated that Captain Norkia and Warrant Officer Morris will assist me in handling those bags looted in the Nissan Baki. And whilst we were waiting for LCRC to come, I continued interviewing four male persons. That was pointed to me by Warrant Officer. That was pointed to me. That is Warrant Officer Mohana, Pakula, Mashaba, and Tumelungu. The outcome of the interview led to the arrest of Warrant Officer.
Of the four.
Of the four I mentioned, details contained in the police case docket, Poison's Case 98 of 7/2021, which I therefore refer to NJS1, which is my A1 statement in that Poison's case, Commissioners.
Okay.
Warrant Officer Woods.
Wait, my apologies, Colonel. Before you move on to that paragraph, just to understand, you are saying that the outcome of the interview leads then to their arrest. And at this stage, if I'm understanding, you are still waiting for LCRC. The bags haven't been offloaded, neither have they been opened.
Yes.
So in terms of the interview leading to the arrest, at that stage, what were you arresting them for?
Now, Commissioners, I indicated earlier on that their action led me to believe that their action were intended to defeat the end of justice. That was the first thing that I told them. I further said, should other investigation prove you otherwise, then you will be charged with possession, with dealing in drugs, because of this, the magnitude and the originality and others. Here you are not possessing. This is pure dealing. That is what I told them.
Okay, so at this stage, they understood that they were going to be arrested for defeating the ends of justice.
That is correct.
You can then... Oh, my apologies, Colonel.
No, I'm fine. I think there was some, but that is that one. The one that I want to say, I think is maintained in my statement. I can.
Okay, so we can go to paragraph 16.
Mashaba, who is one of the arrested persons, made a call.
My apologies, 16.
Oh, Warrant Officer Woods, of LCRC arrived at around 14 hours or so. And in the presence of all four now arrested, in the presence of the arrested, now Captain Norkia, Warrant Officer Morris, and Machebe started offloading the black sports bag wrapped with black masking tape from the black Nissan. The first bag was unwrapped, and the content inside was brick-like. And I took it because they were about, these bags, they were about 23, but having different numbers of those brick-likes. The first bag, if I still remember well, it was containing around 23 bricks, which, according to my knowledge, each brick was estimated to be 1 kilogram. Then, of which I can arrive to a conclusion that, which means the black bag one could be estimated at 23 kg. That was my assertion of what was happening. Then I took one of those bricks in the presence of the four, indicating to them, before I could say, I suspect this to be drug, I have to have reasons. Then I took a pin, pressed it on this, then I did that as demonstrated, and to say, you see, then now I can come to a conclusion. Guys, according to me, I will say, you will be dealing in drugs. Your actions of defeating, to me, suggest that you are also dealing in these drugs. That is when I arrived at that arrest, commissioners.
Colonel, when you opened one and took a pin to see the contents or the powdery substance, where was Officer Stein, Morris, Norkia? Were they also?
Okay. This is how the scene was processed. Machebe, Morris, and Dale, Norkia, they are responsible for the offloading. Everything that they are doing, I'm now in charge. I'm the scene manager. I'm saying to them, there was for sure one example of bag that was opened that shows how we opened that one. Then I said, you open one. I want to show this gentleman that what is inside the bags, because they are clueless. They don't know what is in the bag. Then that is when, I can't recall whether it was Morris, Machebe, or Norkia, but that is when that was opened. And then one brick brought to me, performed that exercise. Then it was taken to a side so that it cannot be counted with, it cannot be put in the same seal bag as those. Should Warrant Officer want to further his investigation with regard to the DNA testing. That is what we did.
And was Warrant Officer Woods present for that process?
That is correct.
And was this then the bag that was opened photographed as well?
Before we open the bag, we request him, take the bag at its original state. We are now doing demonstration. Open, you take it, then we are opening it. You open, then we are counting. We count, he put them aside. After counting, he took photograph of those.
So if we can go to page, maybe from 56. That's an earlier one.
Okay, can I, it's a suggestion and you can reject it if it doesn't make sense. because these photos are not very clear. In the stain file 109 and 111, where we have better color photos, I don't know if that will help or if you're confident that this one will show us what we need to see.
No, I'm trying to glance at the site because I had asked for the stain file to be loaded. I'm just checking if it's ready.
I think stain 109 and 111 maybe gives us a better picture of.
Yes. Yes. Yes, so you started by by photographing it as it was on the van, and then as you open each a bag and unwrap.
That is correct.
There are other pictures in the stain file. It's at the beginning of the exhibit.
Yes. 4 and
Page
5.
4 and 5.
Yes.
That's this one.
Colonel, can you confirm that that's a representation? So at page 4, you see all of the bags offloaded, all of them are closed. Then 5 is one bag opened.
Yes,
Can you see that? And then at 6 is where all of them are at least one bag is unpacked.
6 years, I see it.
No, I just wanted you to confirm that's what you were describing.
Yes, this is what I was describing, Commissioner.
And then also, you say there were there are clearly images on the bricks themselves. There's a Red Bull on some,
Yes, there's a Red Bull on some.
and
Others you can see there are eagle. It's an
at
eagle
page
line.
8,
A seagull, we were told.
Sorry?
Seagull.
at page 8.
Yes,
And just to get a sense, had you seen these pictures before, or this kind of marking before?
yeah. Before this incident,
Yes,
yes, I came across a lot.
these very ones.
This branding are common in my investigation of drugs. I've come across them before. I've worked off at the airport, intercepted some of these.
All right. And then you indicate that once you took a pin and inserted, and you saw the powdery white substance, which you say you concluded or suspected that it was cocaine.
Correct.
You then informed the 4 that they were arrested for now defeating the ends of justice and an additional charge of dealing in drugs.
That is correct.
And now, did the counting of these exhibits happen in front of the accused or the suspects? My apologies.
Immediately when Warrant Officer Woods arrived, when we offload, the 4 of them were made to be present to see, so that they must not come at a later stage and claim that one of the bag was moved in a suspicious manner, might be missing. So the counting, everything, offloading back, because they were not counting when they were loading. That is what I have detected when on my interview with Mohana, because I wanted to know how many bags are in this bag. He could not state.
So in the process of offloading, unwrapping, and counting, what of it did they witness?
What?
Which aspects of it did they witness? Just the offloading and the one bag being opened, or the entire process of processing
they
the
have
bag?
They have to see the entire process. Offloading, opening, counting, sealing. Because after counting, after having done everything, now we have to put them on our own forensic bag, not the sports bag. On our own forensic bag.
Okay. Officer Mahan testified that he only witnessed some and not the entire process of counting.
I will say that was his selective way of wanting to admit certain and leaving others. He was present at all times.
And in fact, I think it's all of them who denied being part of the entire process. But I'll just put that to you. And just to take a step back, when you said you've seen the insignia before, the seagull and the bull, was that ever linked to any cases that you can recall?
I can get. Was it ever linked
Yes.
to any place?
A drug cartel or something that you can recall?
What I can recall, or what I've identified during my term as an investigator in this, the only thing that I can testify or that I can tell this commission is to say they were coming from the same direction.
Direction being?
They were from Sao Paulo in Brazil also. All, if not, most of that I've dealt with. I don't have to say all because I don't know of others, but that I was dealing with regard to this insignia and others, they were tracked to be from the same direction, which is Brazil. Like these ones, they were loaded at a port of, that port in Sao Paulo.
Santo.
So?
Porto Santo something.
Port of Santos in Sao Paulo.
And have you, in the past where you've seen this, identified the recipients?
The challenge is here. Most of the people that you are arresting, you can see that they are being used. They will be charged with possession, but they are not able to explain where they're taking them to. Even because I have to inform this commission, some will just come through these couriers. When we look at the address, if you go to the address, you will find maybe they can either give you an address, but when you go at the address, they can even give my own address, my address, because they will be knowing the courier people